Steve, in the past, on occasions, you've invited me into a choir rehearsal you've been running, and one of the things that has impressed me is it's actually a very worshipful experience. I don't mean in a sort of intensely super spiritual way, but I get this feeling that as people have been rehearsing just on a handful of occasions, they're really loving being together. They're actually getting kind of spiritually nourished, through the experience. And some people get quite emotional about it. I mean, what is happening? Well, how do you make that happen? Because I can imagine it could actually be very tedious otherwise.
Yeah. With a rehearsal, because we're used to working with local teams. When you arrive at 7:30 in the evening, you're coming straight from work. You've had a full day's work. Sometimes the last place you want to be is at a rehearsal going through songs. So we've got this simple policy: whoever comes to a rehearsal, they must leave with a lot more than just learning songs. Number two, it's always important that when you're doing an event, you almost assimilate what's going to be happening on the stage. And that is primary worship. Let's remind you what this whole event is about. Doing that on a regular basis, number one, those that are coming to rehearsal for the first time, they can quickly catch up. Number two, the atmosphere is set not based on how people are feeling, but what we're all working towards. And then what we often do is we have a little bit of time of worship before we go into the rehearsal. Why do we do that? Well, it's important when people are rehearsing, there is a sense of all my hard work, all my efforts. It's not just about learning songs or sounding great on the stage. It is contributing to what's going to be an absolutely awesome night. If you can get your choir members that way focused, actually, what happens on the night is an overflow of what's happened throughout the last 2 or 3 months. In fact, every choir member often say, whenever we do an event, I'm so sorry, this event's coming to an end. Are they talking about the event? Are they talking about the rehearsals? I think both. Primarily what they're talking about is, it's great being together. And I think it's because of the atmosphere that is set, number one. But number two, more than anything else, there's a sense of God's presence every time we meet. It's amazing how much you accomplish in the rehearsal because of the atmosphere.
Now, Steve, with this kind of volunteer, choir, especially coming from across a town and so on, some people might not even quite know where they fit in soprano, alto, and tenor, and so on. Any tips for us?
On the first night of rehearsal, you need to find out who sings alto, who sings tenor, who sings soprano. You will have many folks that will not have a clue which particular section they sing in. What you've got to do really is make it very, very simple. Who can sing incredibly high? All the high singers, they are more than likely soprano singers. Those that struggle to hit high notes, they are potentially alto singers. Can I also say, I've had alto singers that sing solo. They prefer to sing with the men. That's actually fine. But you've got to decide who's going to sing tenor, alto, soprano. Keeping in mind that you're going to have members that will join the second or third rehearsal. Therefore, as soon as someone arrives at the rehearsal, your first question should be, do you know if you sing soprano, alto, or tenor? If they don't know, you then help them to find their place.